there's 143 brewers going to this festival, so I don't think it worth to talk about all of them. But if anyone wants to pick their top two, so I mean, we're all going to it. They're spoiler alert. You're gonna find every one of us. I'm not sure if Carla's going, but myself, Mike, Norm, Sean, we're all going to the ACBF at one time or another. So let's bring up the list. I'm gonna go to ACBF.
You'll also find Thirsty No Beard too.
Oh, beer buddy Ryan.
Exactly.
And beer buddy Chatta.
There it is.
And beer buddy Adam, who is at Slum Brew. So listen, we got beer buddies. Is Brandon going, Norm?
No, he's not. He has a patio to rebuild at his house, so he can't go.
Yeah, he's giving me zero inspiration to do my own. I keep watching his photos, and I'm like, oh, God, it looks like such a bitch.
Oh. Brandon's a great guy, but he loves that kind of stuff. He's a moron. So.
Listen, he's a beer buddy, so...
delete that part of the show.
Who has a link to the list real quick? Because
I have one on my phone up.
Yeah, because they don't put it on their site. They just say, here's the map, but it's like in a group chat. No, they list them, but I just want the map. That's all.
They have beeradvocate.com, ACB, beeradvocate.com, /ACBF /beer.
And I want, okay, whatever.
Got it.
Brian, right there.
Ah, grazie. So who wants to go first? So grazie. Let's pick, because so again, those that are watching, American Craft Beer Festivals this weekend, 5,000 people will be crammed in each session Friday and 2 sessions on Saturday. And who wants to go first with kind of their two favorite? I know, Norm, we were talking about this a little bit today. Let's start with you. Do you have like 2 or 3 breweries that you're going to be gunning for first, and kind of?
I'm going to start probably at Noda Brewing Company from down in North Carolina, I think it is. And obviously everyone knows my obsession with coconut, and they're bringing a beer called Coco Loco.
Ooh.
So I need a coconut beer.
Nice.
And I'm also probably going to try to hit New Holland Brewing Company. I've had a few of the beers and loved them all, so I'm looking forward to trying them. And one more that I'm really looking forward to trying is, where is it? I want to try Schilling. Basically, because you pumped it up so much, I need to try it here. So.
Well, there's at least 75% of the people on the show that's been there.
Yep.
I know.
It's true.
And you're the only one that hasn't right now.
By this stop at the Beer Fest.
It's awesome. And so what a great list. I'll go next because I don't think we're going to overlap, and if we do, whatever, because that's how it's 143 brewers. But the very first, I mean, look at the map. It's crazy. It's laid out nice. The very first one I'm going to be going to is booth number 2, Treehouse. Big shout out. They're there. They're going to be pouring. Probably Dean. Who knows what he's going to be wearing? That's the big question. Is he going to be wearing a rabbit suit or a leprechaun outfit? Who knows what he's going to be wearing?
Is he going to make a change to the record? We don't know.
If he's wearing a rabbit suit, that would be so awesome.
But yeah, so I'm kind of keeping it local, and it's my next stop will be booth 122, Abandoned Building Brewery, because they're out of, I believe, East Hampton, Mass. So I wanted to. I haven't heard anything about them, so I'm hoping to check them out. Norm, thoughts? Are they in your second book?
No, because I don't think they had the brewing license. I think they just got it. So.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I'm checking. I'm gonna check those guys out, and be number 3 probably got to be Night Shift just because I love them. But again, even 2 years. The last time I was there was 2 years ago. Tried to plan ahead. It fell through because you walk in and you're just like, plans out the window. Bye bye. So. Norm, what session are you going to, if you want to give it to us?
I'm going to the Saturday night session. I haven't decided if I'm going to the Friday night session yet, but I'm definitely going to the Saturday night session.
Okay, cool. Who wants to go next, Sean or Mike? Nice one, Sean.
Go ahead, Sean.
Everything giggling like a schoolgirl.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Well, I'm looking back and forth, and so I'm trying to figure out, like, there's so many people that we only see, like, one time a year. I mean, I'm going to have to start with booth number 4, DC Brow Brewing Company.
Nice one. That whole row is tasty. Prodigal's right next to them.
Yeah, awesome beers. Along with Prodigal, I love. I would recommend if you're gonna try any of their casks, wait a little bit later.
Ooh, interesting feedback.
That'd be that's a little tip there, just because it'll settle out. But he'll even say that though. But I always like to always make it a point to stop into table 142, which is our buddy Mike Roy from Franklin Brewery out of Maryland.
Never tasted anything. That's a good recommendation.
Yeah, he used to. He actually was one of my reasons why I got in craft beer. He used to brew at Incredible Brew in Nashua before going to Millie's and multiple other places in New England. So it's always a good time to go visit him. And you know what? I've been getting emails from this brewery, Bad Martha.
Bad Martha.
Bad Martha. So I'm gonna make a point to stop in there, say hello, and check out what they've got.
Yeah, they've actually been just a little side note. They've been contract brewing. They're actually opening their own physical location on Martha's Vineyard next month. So
Okay.
That's why there's tons of emails. So they're going to actually have their own physical brewery on the island for the first time.
And that's not saying anything about against
like $80 a pint. That sounds expensive.
140 what other breweries there. There's a great, amazing list of beer.
This is a great list.
Wait, what? Let Mike go. Let Mike go, folks. He's still here.
Oh, he's been quiet.
No, I was just looking through it, and like you guys said, it's such a tremendous list that it's truly difficult to pick, just a couple. I'm sure we'll be floating all around, but honestly, the ones that are jumping out to me are my old favorites. 6 Point, Dogfish. I'll definitely be stopping by Treehouse to show the Western Mass love, and I need to stop by Narragansett's, and hopefully I can try that Del Shandy that everybody's been, losing their shit about, because I haven't got a chance to try it yet. So I'm really looking forward to getting my hands on that. So
I killed that 6-pack.
A couple of surprises I've seen. Well, first of all, if I can give recommendations to those in Mass that are going that want to try something from Portland, definitely check out or from the main area. There's Banded Horn, Bunker, and even Foundation is going. So check out the beers from Foundation. The beer from Foundation, it's awesome. And then the Banded Horn stuff is Tasty Treats. So and two surprises that I haven't looked at it and kind of done any analysis on either. But I haven't seen. There's no Amherst Brewing Company and there's no Notch on this list. So
no Notch.
No Notch, and Ipswich Ale's listed, but I've been told it's not. They're not pouring with them, but they were there 2 years ago when I was there.
Yeah, Ipswich usually pours their own.
Right. So I don't know if maybe they open it up to somebody else or whatever. But for those that are traveling into Boston just for this event, try to find a bar that has Notch on tap, because that's a great brewski.
Wow, that's
recommendations. I have one more recommendation myself.
Go.
For lager fans, the old Mecklenburg Brewery. They're going to be pouring there. They do fantastic traditional style lagers, and they'll be at the festival, and they do great stuff if you like traditional style lagers.
Booth number 78. Oh. Yeah, so I'll put the link in the show notes too, and we can talk a couple more minutes. But it's bit.ly/SBLACBF, and it kind of does you can hold it up as like a Da Vinci Code. It's basically the places, the breweries that have appeared on this show, and we have every row. We have at least one brewery except for two rows. So we have, I think it's 29 breweries that have been on the show, and it looks like chickenpox on the map. It's pretty neat. So check it out, and big fans of that. So, and if you see them, say, "Oh, I see you on the podcast," and they'll be like, "What podcast?" And you're like, "Never mind, I gotta go."
You know what? I have a question. Are there breweries out there, do you think, that wanted to go to the ACBF but couldn't get in?
Earth Eagle, but maybe because they didn't have enough beer to go there, not because they couldn't get in.
No, I'm saying that's people that you as a consumer want them to be there but just couldn't make it because of their schedule or beer. But I want to think of are there people who have wanted to go to the ACBF that can't get in there? Because we want to hear from you. I'm looking on this list. I don't see Peak Organic on here, and I think I've seen them there in the past, but I don't know. I don't remember if they've been there before.
I don't remember Peak Organic being there for a couple of years.
and I'm trying to think of like big breweries, and I'm looking on a list, and then I find them.
Yeah.
I want 2 lists. I want a list of the breweries in alphabetical order, which they gave us, but I also want the list of booths by like number, and then what breweries there. Like do a reverse sort of by number instead of by brewer.
Yeah.
And then plus, there has to
I'll
be
do
turnover every year. Anyways, if you had the same exact breweries every year, it'd be boring. I mean, you have to have new breweries and introduce.
Oh no, I get that too,
Oh,
though.
there's no lefties. Thoughts? Interesting.
Yeah.
No.
I actually remember on beer, I think one of the Alstrom brothers contacting me to see if they're interested.
Oh, okay.
I'm not sure if it was this fest or the EBF, but I think it was a negative response.
Interesting. All right. Well, and then I mean,
But
I said Amherst Brewing Company, but because I remember 2 years ago it had one of the longest lines, so I wonder maybe it's a scheduling thing or something.
I will tell you this though, if you're not too familiar with some of the up and coming Vermont breweries, on here you will see that there is Zero Gravity, which is the brew pub from Burlington, who's making crazy amount of beer, along with Lost Nation, which is well known for their sour portfolio. And sometimes I'm not sure if they're bringing a Goza, if they're bringing a Berliner Weiss, or what they're bringing. But I think in Vermont they actually lead with some sour brews.
Cool.
I can tell you what they're bringing right now. They're bringing their Gosa, the Petit Ardennais, Rustic Ale, and Saison La Mille.
Definitely got to give it a try.
And I wonder how these does anyone have any inside terms as to how this is like picked? Is it darts on a dartboard as to who's going where? Because BN Darkside was saying Lawson's is also in that first row, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and that's kind of a hot spot. So I don't know, like, Norm, do you know how these are planned?
They usually have 1 or 2 of the breweries that, I mean, I've never talked to anyone about it, just from experience. I've been going to the festivals for years. They usually have 1 or 2, like one of the hut breweries that they think is going to have a lot of people right at the beginning. Then they seem to try to separate the hut breweries a little by a few booths apart, so they don't have 2 competing lines of 15-minute people getting mixed up together.
Okay.
So that's what it seems like it, but you never know, because every once in a while, it seems like every year there's one brewery that no one thinks about before they go there, and next you know you see a line of 50 people waiting to get into it. So
in the past years, they've also done like a Massachusetts section.
Oh, so kind of like by whatever.
Yeah, like that. Usually, like that 119 area on the right-hand side, going up the borders like Massachusetts, along with the flip side of it. Or new breweries. Sometimes they do that too.
Confirmed by Rick Brews, abandoned building breweries in East Hampton. So at Rick Brews on Twitter for all the credit. He also says thank you for the Sun Brewing. I brought him a bottle of Crystal Persuasion, and they're not going to the ACBF. They're rather new and small, but I believe they're bigger than Foundation. Nevertheless, they're in bottles. Some brewery up in York, Maine. Check it.
Always good to see Moat Mountain coming.
Yes, with two new beers in the new cans.
Yeah, I always enjoy the beers. I mean, there's nothing like I go, oh my god, I love this beer, but every time I drink one of the beers, I'm like, this is just a good beer that I enjoy drinking.
I poured it last week at the Sheridan. The new Czech Pils in the can. People were freaking out over it, and then they're bringing the Hells and the Blueberry and the new 16 ounces at the ACBF. I saw on Bookface today. So check it.
Is that the same Pilsner that was a draft beer?
I believe so, but I kind of like it way better from the can. I don't know.
I don't know. I had it actually when it was a guest tap at the Portsmouth Brewery, and I loved it.
We had it on tap at Mo Mountain, right, Brian?
Oh, we did. I think we had a couple.
Two.
We laugh. Yeah, so you're going to be seeing Sean. So if you see any of us, say hey, of course. We're going to be there with a couple peeps. I will be pouring at Henniker Saturday, the first session. Sean will be freaking at like pinball wizard from booth to booth, right?
Yeah, but you may find me at Tuckerman's.
Nice. Oh, big fan. And then you'll find Chatta at Bunker on the first session, or Band and Horn first session on Saturday. You're just gonna find Mike everywhere. So.
I'm just going to be floating around.
Oh boy.
Doing my thing. I'm going to be mingling with the people.
If you find us, say, hey, we have a free high five and a handshake. Either or, your pick. And if you see no one,
$3.
what's that?
My high fives cost $3.
No, well, you pull your Sharpie and sign their hand real quick.
Oh no, that's free.
Oh, nice, interesting. Do we have